Hello my dear students, welcome back to my economics class. As we know, in the previous class we have learned the meaning of microeconomics and macroeconomics, and we have completed the first topic from the first chapter, that is a simple economy, and now we are about to start the second topic, that is central problems of an economy. Yes, right students? Then in the previous class I have told you why the central problems of an economy will arise. Okay, the reason is due to scarcity of economical resources, the central problems of an economy will arise. Yes, right students? Here there are three major central problems of an economy. Yes, how many central problems are there here? There are three major central problems of an economy. In that, the first one is what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Yes, right students? How many central problems are there? There are three major central problems of an economy. In that, first one is what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. And now we are going to study in detail these three major central problems of an economy. Yes, right students? Now the first one is what to produce. Yes, what to produce. As the resources are limited, first of all we should have to decide what to produce, such as whether to produce more of food, clothing, housing, or have more of luxurious goods, whether to have more agricultural goods or to have industrial products and services, whether to have more of basic education or to have more higher education, whether to have more consumption goods or to have investment goods like machines and all. Okay, this is the problem will arise while producing goods and services in our economy. That is why it is one of the important problem that in our economy is facing nowadays. Okay, now I will take the second most important problem, that is how to produce. Okay, the problem how to produce is the problem of choice of technology. Yes, the problem how to produce is the problem of what? The choice of technology. Here there are two kinds of technologies used in the production of goods and services. One is labor intensive technique and one more is capital intensive technique. Okay, under labor intensive technique we will use more labor and less capital while producing goods and services, and in the capital intensive technique we will use more capital and less labor while producing goods and services. Then what is labor intensive technique and when we will use the labor intensive technique? If the availability of labor is more, if the availability of labor is more and the availability of capital is less, then we may use labor intensive technique while producing goods and services. Yes, right? Now if the availability of capital is more and the availability of labor is less, then we may use capital intensive technique while producing goods and services. Yes, understood students? What is the meaning of labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique? See here I have given the image of a farmers. Here the farmers are working in the field by using what here? Labors. Yes, they are not using more machineries or more capital while producing or while cultivating their land. This is the best example to show you the labor intensive technique. Now the next image show you the capital intensive technique used in the production of goods and services. Yes, means in that image they are not using more labors and they are using only the capital investment goods. Okay, just like machineries and oil, all while producing goods and services. This is about what here? How to produce, that to use a labor intensive technique or capital intensive technique, that is based on the availability of labors and capital while producing goods and services. Now I will go for the third most important problem that in our economy is facing, that is for whom to produce. Yes, for whom these goods are produced. for whom these goods are produced. The individuals may be poor or rich. Yes, here the individuals may be poor or rich for whom these goods are produced. Here, whether to produce goods for rich section or the poor section of the society, and this will give rise for what? Therefore, the problem of distribution will arise. This will give the rise for what here? The distribution problem. Whether to distribute the produced goods to the rich section or whether to distribute the produced goods for the poor section of the society. Yes, this is the problem we are facing in nowadays. Okay, now I will go for the next most important topic, that is production possibility frontier. It is also called as production possibility curve. Yes, production possibility curve. Okay, here I will give you the meaning of production possibility frontier. That is, the production possibility frontier is the graphical representation of the combination of two commodities that can be produced when the resources of an economy are fully utilized. Yes, what the production possibility frontier is tells us? It is a graphical representation of, it is a graphical representation of the combination of how many commodities? Two commodities that can be produced when the resources of an economy are fully utilized. If whatever the resources available in the economy are fully utilized to produce what here? The commodities, then that is shown in what here? The graphically we will show that one, that is called what here? Production possibility curve. Okay, and it is also called as what? A production possibility curve or production possibility frontier. Here I will give you an example. Consider an example which can produce corn or cotton by using its available resources. Whatever the resources are available in the economy are used in the production of only two commodities, that is corn and cotton. Yes, here I will show you one production possibilities of corn and cotton. See, look at this table here. Here there are total 5 possibilities to produce corn and cotton. Right? Now listen here very carefully. If all the resources which are available in the economy are fully utilized to produce the corn, if all the resources which are available in the economy are fully utilized to produce the corn, then the maximum amount of corn that can be produced is how much here? Only 4 units. The maximum amount of corn that can be produced is how much here? The 4 units. Yes. And the second option is, if all the resources which are available in the economy are fully utilized in the production of cotton, if all the resources which are available in the economy are fully utilized to produce what here? Cotton, then the maximum amount of cotton that can be produced is how many units? Here 10 units. Yes, how many units? 10 units. This is, there are 2 possibilities of producing corn and cotton. Now what is the possibility? B possibility is here. We may produce 1 unit of corn and 9 unit of cotton. The C possibility tells us 2 units of corn or 7 units of cotton. D possibilities tells us what? We may produce 3 units of cotton and 4 units of, 3 units of corn and 4 units of cotton. Yes, these are many possibilities to produce corn and cotton, and this is produced for what? To satisfy the needs of an individual, and this decision is taken according to the needs of an individual. Okay, which one is more essential? If corn is very essential for an individual, then we may produce only corn, or if cotton is very essential, then we may produce only cotton, or we may produce in combination also, like B, C and D. Okay, this is about what here? Production possibilities of corn and cotton. Now we will see this in the graph also. The figure illustrates the production possibilities of the economy. Look at this graph. This graph shows us what? The production possibilities of corn and cotton, A, B, C, D and E. Okay, these are the possibilities which are available to produce corn and cotton. Yes, on the x axis it shows the corn, and on the y axis it shows what here? The cotton, and these possibilities are called what here? The production possibilities of corn and cotton. Yes, now understood now everything about the central problems of an economy and production possibilities frontier. Yes, right students? Now this is all about what here? The central problems of an economy and production possibilities which are available to produce goods and services. Okay, and now in the next class we will discuss the third most important topic, that is organization of economic activities. Okay, thank you.